Good morning, good night again to my subscribers. And today we are bringing you Anchorage, the Tier 8 Premium Dockyard ship for the American cruise. Now, you can't get this ship other than in Sans containers if you whale and get lucky, since it was a dockyard ship, which is unfortunate. It's a decent ship. It takes some getting used to, but she's a good ship. So, without the merits flag, 5% to credits, 55 to ship XP, 65 to commander XP, and then 100 with the clan. Armor-wise, 27mm bow, 27mm side, Citadel armor 152, and then 27 on the stern with deck armor being 27. So very HE susceptible all along the ship. You're not going to be tanking much in this ship because if they go through the bow, they can technically hit you. Now, let's look at their Citadel. Yeah, if they go through the bow, it's going to have to go through all that armor first to hit the Citadel. But, as you can see, it is clear above the waterline. So, if you show a side, you're going to be taking a lot of damage, which is a downside in this ship. But she does get a lot of tools and gimmicks that really make up for that. Survivability-wise, 45,800. So, really decent on health. Torpedo protection, 16%. Try not to take torpedoes. You might be able to take one Japanese torpedo, and then you can't afford to take any more. That's literally it. Maybe 2 Europeans, but then you're kind of up the creek without a paddle. So, you're going to be struggling to take multiple torpedoes. Artillery-wise, this is where she gets into the good stuff. She gets 12 203mm guns. Now, these are finicky guns. Now, the way I have my captain set up, I don't have it totally spec'd into the guns, so I'm going to be honest with you. So, when we're looking at it, minimum reload time of 15.5, minimum reload of 15.5, switch time minimum of 15.5. With gun feeder, it drops down to 9.3. So, again, switch time pretty long for a cruiser. Now, 180, again, minimum, 25 seconds, max dispersion, 131, range is 16 kilometers, again, very little. So that plays a lot into how the ship plays. And I will demonstrate how to play the ship in the replay with that pitiful range. HE damage, 2800, 14% of fire, 34mm armor pin. Velocity, 823. AP velocity, 853. And so you'll see that the shells are very floaty also. The AP damage is 4,600, but if you magnify that across like 3 Citadels, that's like 12,000 damage. So it adds up significantly fast. And the AP does hurt. Now, the AP on this ship is also something worth mentioning. It does not get the heavy AP that Baltimore, Buffalo, and Des Moines get. It gets the New Orleans style ammo. So you trade that faster reload-ish for DPM. Secondaries, well, she gets a few secondaries. Again, not the best. So she gets 4 127s, 6-second reload, 7-kilometer range, 1800 max damage, 5% of fire, 21 armor pin, and a velocity of 792. Then she gets, well, some more secondaries, two 5-inch guns. And they do basically the exact same stats. So nothing special on the secondaries. Don't spec into the secondaries. Torpedoes, though, are something worth mentioning. She gets 2 quad mount torpedo tubes, 6-second 180, reload of about a minute and a half with a 10.5 range. So very decent if you want to use it in ops. 19,000 damage and a 66 knot torpedo. That's actually very decent. Detectability decent at 1.4. So these are pretty hard hitting torps. Use these torpedoes right, and you can just, and your damage will go skyrocket in a few seconds. It's really easy. Now, these torps are nice because you can stealth launch these torps barely. barely stealth launch them at 10.7. Just barely. But by the time you get into position, rush in, and then turn, you're pretty much out of the danger zone before you should get Citadel, ideally. Don't quote me on that. Just be careful if you use them. For anti-sub, 7-kilometer range, 2 bombs, 4,200 max damage. Again, since they attack with torpedoes, try not to take subs on if you can. AA, not even worth mentioning. It's pretty pitiful. 16 Orlik machine guns, 14 28mm guns, her 4 5-inch guns, and then the 2 5-inch dual mounts. Continuous damage, look at it. It's only 88 at long range, and then it goes from basically 5.8 in the long range AA to 2.4 in the short range AA. So you don't have any medium AA ability. So that's where it really gets hairy, is that since most carriers will attack you between that in that medium range, you're kind of screwed as terms of AA goes. So this is not an AA bug. Shell explosions, 1470, not the best. So AA is a dishonorable mention on this ship. There's no AA. Maneuverability is 33 knots. Turning circle, 800 meters. Rudder shift, 9 seconds. So very decent on the rudder shift. Sorry about that little notification. Concealment, as we noted, was 10.7, with the torps being 10.5. So you can use the torps, but if you want to use them, have a pre-planned attack avenue. That's the only way you'll be able to do it. Now, this is how I run her with the equipment. Is main armaments 1, hydro, acoustic search, aiming systems mod 1, steering gears, and then concealment. And then for consumables, she'll get 4 charges of hydro, 3 charges of American DD smoke. This is American DD smoke, so very decent smoke. And then you can either choose between fighter or spotter. It really depends on your preference. I don't usually have a preference, so I'm going to leave this one up to you, to you viewers. Honestly, I would probably pick spotter plane for normal usage and randoms. Operations, you could go with fighter for planes, but other than that, nothing too special. And then for camo, since the national totem pole camo was only available for the dockyard, if you do get her, this is what she will look like. So typical, American camo, very special, nothing special. Alternative camo, just a lot darker. Personally, I like the first one. But that is literally Anchorage. She's not a well-known ship. She hasn't been known to be getting a lot of fun. But once you get used to this ship, she's a blast. You can do amazing stuff in this DD. or in this cruiser, sorry. But once you learn this ship, you can do amazing things in her. But let's get into the replay, and we'll show you how Anchorage really does. Again, she has the honorable mention of being my hidden Citadel buster. She is my hidden girl if I need to do Citadels. Most people don't think about this ship, but she is my hidden gem. And I hope you guys like the replay. Hello, and welcome back to WOW's Operation Replays. As you know, we don't get much, Anchorage gameplay. We've only had one video on Anchorage. And that was Positioning Matters. So we decided, it's time for you to do a review on the ship. So we're on Operation Newport. We're divvied up with Bismarck, Issei, Baron, Mine, Shiriatsu, and a Mahan. And I'm looking at the mines, and I'm thinking, okay, he has Luchans. So, and this is one battle I'm actually going to need him on. Because Anchorage has, for every one salvo I can put out, he can put out 2 salvos. So I need his DPM. But by the end of it, I actually outdamaged. But by the end of this video, I think I'm proving that there are far superior ships to a mines. Now we get, even at that angle and that distance, we still get 11,000 on them. Now we just shoot right over the island. The shells go right. Now we overmatch Kuma everywhere. He has no armor against our 203s. So even at the 26-degree angle he's at, we just pin him all over. We go right through his armor. Beautiful salvo. And he goes by. I pop the hydro for torps. I know torps will be coming. And just one salvo, 8 shells, and we just delete the Furitaka. We missed that shell, but we do get 10,000 on it. Not that much, but we're up to almost 80,000 on the first wave. And we picked that cruiser. Again, we got 3 of the cruisers. If we had gotten that first cruiser, we would have had natural selection. We came close, but wasn't able to just... We just missed it by a hair. But first wave, 84,000 damage. And we only lost 6,000 HP. So that is a tremendously good trade. This is why I call Anchorage my hidden gem. 15 citadels on the first wave. She is my hidden bunker buster. If I need to get citadels, Migration is usually my go-to ship, but this thing is my hidden one if I really need it. Those are Issei torps. You see, they don't really do much. And I am worried about the Fubuki. I really am. But we get about almost 8,000 damage there. 10 of our shells hit. And secondary just can't pull it off. Fortunately, the torps were already dropped on the Shuriatsu, so that helps us a lot. We do get 1 shell on him. We don't get the kill, but we do help. Now, I probably could have been a tad bit more aggressive. Just a tad bit. Just a little bit. 2 citadels, 10,000. Fortunately, the Shuriatsu torps are way too fast for us, so we're not going to get that kill. Which is unfortunate. That probably could have been our natural selection. But solid AP and to the side of the Baron. 7,000. Now, Shuriatsu's already dropped all of his torps. He's, well, out of torps. I think. Nope, he still has torps. Fortunately, he does pass in front of the Furitaka. But between the torps and everything, he still gets, the Baron gets it, so it's whatever. About 122,000. So we went up around 30,000 on the second wave. It's not bad, but, you know, we can always hope for better. And the sure is like back to the green zone. The Isai says yes. I say negative because I'm staying out here again. I still have 3,000. Only lost 6,000 health. I can still keep fighting all day long. And the only one that can actually take damage from me is the mines, and he's sitting in the back. Again, you can see that the Anchorage is fairly slow. And we're just driving in a straight line, basically. We get 11,000 on that cruiser. Baron picks him up. And that is our natural selection, finally. We're at 139th K. Pop Hydro because of Torps, just to be safe. Now you go ahead AP loaded, so I might as well fire it. The Z is what's taking all my health away at this point. And I'm thinking, uh-oh. And we just barely squeezed by that torp. But see, I lost around 10,000 HP to that Z. We're up to 152,000 damage. And most of our health got lost fighting the DD. Like, literally. The DD took, like, a third, probably about a quarter of our health, I would say. Fortunately, he did not blow our torpedo tubes out. Torpedo tubes are all still intact. But he did take a lot of our secondaries and AA with him. We aimed a little high, but we still got about 9,000 off of it. Another 6K, so about 14,000. We did pick up that for the Mayoko. So we went up about 20,000 right there. Again, I got a Nagato, I've got a Hipper, and a Rune shooting at me. And possibly the occasional Musashi shell. And Hipper has enhanced HE penetration, which pens the majority of my hull. Fortunately, our rate of fire is around the same, so, but I can put more shells on him compared to him. So I can out-trade him as far as HP goes. The Romeo picks it up. I'm still detected though, because I'm still, well, because of my firing penalty. I do go dark, but I have no intention of retreating. I have no intention to. I used my very first smoke. I was really hoping the Bismarck would push out. Now I have about an 8-kilometer detectability range in this smoke. Again, you know, I don't know why the Bismarck wasn't pushing out. Like, I still got 2 kilometers I can attack this rune before he even tries to do anything to me. If those secondaries are just now firing, then that Bismarck is not a secondary build. I am within firing penalty, but I figure it's worth the, you know, thought too. He is gonna. The rune is looking at me. Someone is looking at me. 2 people are looking at me, so I have to be aware of that. The Bismarck completely just kind of goes like, I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm just gonna, you know, don't care about you. So I basically have to kill the rune. And it was the Kid Akaza that was shooting me. Now he's shooting the fort, so I can just shoot with impunity now, because he's not. He doesn't pose a threat to me now. We did about probably around 16k to that DD. We're up to 246k. I dropped torps on the Musashi because he is still within my torp range, which is 10.5. I get a fire on him, so I know his DCP's off cooldown. Now, I could have been using AP. I should have just kept AP loaded. But I didn't think about it. He's got like 2 fires on him. And my torps are going to hit. At least one of them. Two of them hit. That causes a flood. And I get about a 14k salvo. So I'm up to 315. I could have had that Bismarck had, you know, I kept AP loaded. Or that Musashi when I had my AP loaded. But now I know. And now you guys know as my viewers. So I just keep AP loaded on this, well, Nagato. Because I know if I can pin the Musashi, I can pin him. I do pop my second smoke though. But I am still within fire penalty, so it won't matter. I get a 9K salvo there. Bismarck picks it up. I'm at 328K. I mean, it's just interesting how the whole other side fell, but it took them forever to kill this flank. Which was kind of like, what the hell? And I pick up the Anchorage with my final damage with 337K. Major contribution, assist to natural selection, C-star. Almost 2,000 basic speed, out damaging the vaunted mines. You never need a mines to do good. I shot literally nothing but hardly like over 500 shells, and it was literally split between HE and AP. Like the majority of it was AP. Most of what did all the damage to me was literally the Hipper and the Z. Everything else did nothing to me. Not much in fire, so I literally was able to run around just unimpeded. Solid, 500,000 and some nice XP there, not bad.